Good evening and welcome to Rebels Radio, latest interview with the joint manager. Tonight I'm joined by Neil Baker, fresh from the 4-1 victory that Slough had this afternoon against Leighton. How are you, Neil?
Very well, thanks, John.
You've had a little bit of time to reflect. I know this is a bit shorter than some, but can you first of all talk us through the starting lineup? There was a few changes in there, a few different names.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously brought Guy back into the side. Guy played in 90 minutes on Tuesday night against Badshot Lee. Did really well, and he's somebody we want in the side. You know, he gives us pace, strength. He's a top defender, so we're delighted to have him back. Obviously, we've had Dan for the last two games. It's a very loose arrangement at the moment with Met Police, and they've been great with it. And I think Dan will probably be back with us on Tuesday. However, it was our decision to bring Guy back in today. However, we will need Dan, Guy and Woos. I know we've got Woos will miss a couple of games later on in the season. So, you know, we need to have that flexibility. So it's good to have Guy back in the side.
The midfield was a little bit of a different look to it.
In terms of what?
The wingers.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously we were without Warren. Warren's got a bit of a knee complaint at the moment. He's been struggling with it for like sort of week to 10 days. He obviously played at Daventry and he wasn't a problem, but we couldn't risk him today. He's a big player for us, Warren, and it might be that he misses out again Tuesday. Obviously Jake as well. You know, another top player. So you know, we were left a little bit short in that respect today. Obviously we had Duffy on the bench. You know, he played 90 minutes on Tuesday, but we felt that it would probably be better to bring him on and get him some minutes that way. So we played with George on the left and Johnny on the right. Johnny had done great against I think it was St Ives the other week where he had to go and do a job. And George had played well at Daventry. So yeah, it was obviously a different setup, but you know they all knew their jobs and then that meant Scott Harris went up front with Eddie Smith.
There was an uncharacteristic slow start to the game. Probably a first difficult half an hour in which a goal was conceded, and I don't think we probably started in the way that you'd intended them to start. Was there any reasons for that you can pick out?
Not really. It was a poor goal to give away. Obviously a long ball into the box, which we didn't defend. I think the ball went over Guy's head, and I felt Jake should have been there to at least challenge for it, but he was on his line, and their blokes got a header and put them in the lead. And unfortunately against teams like Leighton, we knew very well that they would come and try and frustrate us and try and get a goal and defend it, and obviously they did that, and it makes life very difficult. I think for half an hour I thought we were pretty poor. We made wrong decisions. We were a little bit predictable, I think. However, we then started to play a little bit more, and we got our just rewards. To be honest, 2 goals just before half time were pretty key. Obviously, Scotty Harris done brilliant for his first goal. It was a great strike, and then a long throw into the box from Guy caused a bit of confusion. So no, we were pleased that we overcame the first 30 minutes, because I don't think we were right at the races. But there's no reason for it. Unfortunately, sometimes these games are like that. You only have to look at some of the results today. Barton Rovers getting beaten 3-1 at home against Potters Bar. Sides can beat other sides and frustrate teams, especially as the pitches get harder and bobblier. It becomes a lot harder. So you have to be patient, and to be fair to the lads, they were patient, and we went and got the win.
How did your team talk change based upon that late goal by Woos in the end of the first half? Because I'm sure your team talk going in at 1-1 or even 0-1 would have been a little bit different from what you then had to go in and say.
Yeah, we funny enough, me and John had sort of talked about it on the touchline, and where we were for the first 30 minutes, we were going to put a rocket up them. We weren't happy. We felt that they could do a lot better. Obviously, by scoring 2 goals, it does change things slightly, because we haven't played great yet. We've gone into gone into half time in front. So it does change things. We were still critical of them at half time. We went in and we said, that we expect more from them. We felt that that they needed to pass the ball a little bit better. And we felt that, being 2-1 up, Leighton would have to come at us a little bit, and then that starts to create gaps. I mean, I said at half time that the lads need to pass the ball, because by passing the ball, it draws defenders out, and it then creates space. And to be fair, second half we did that. We were very comfortable second half, and we did create quite a few chances second half.
And you got into a position where you were comfortable. A couple of decent goals quickly by Johnny Dyer to make a couple of changes. Obviously, Scott Harris, Woos, you're mixing the goals up around the team, but you were able to make some change, bring some of the fresh blood in.
No, it was good. It was good. It was a perfect scenario for us today. We said that ideally we'd get a few goals up, and that we could bring Steve Duff on, Cornell and Riz, I thought Steve come on and done really well, actually. I thought he's from Tuesday, he hasn't played an awful lot, and unfortunately he is actually away for another 8 days now. I think it's 8 days, so we're going to miss him in the next 2 games. So we felt it was good that he came on. He showed some real good touches. He put a great ball in for Johnny for the 4th goal. Good to get Adam more minutes again. He's been a little bit unlucky, to be honest. But when you've got 4 good strikers, it's very difficult to keep all of them happy. So we've been trying to get him minutes, and listen, he could prove pivotal later on in the season. You just don't know when you're going to get your chance in football. So it's good that he got good 25-30 minutes, and it was nice to be able to bring Riz on for the last 15 minutes. Riz hasn't played for 18 months, and listen, he's a class player, and if we can get him properly fit, then he'll be a major asset to us. I think you only had to see one of his passes that he played out from the right to the left. It just oozed quality. So we're delighted with the changes and when we were able to do them.
And were they any injuries there forced, or Guy Hollis obviously went down towards the end of the pitch and Kev was required. What's the injury situation as of now?
No problems with Guy. Guy just had a bit of a dead leg. Obviously, he's had his problem with his knee when he went down. We panicked a little bit, if I'm honest. But no problems with him. Again, Warren and Jake, they're still sort of not quite there. George had an injury. He had a kick in the first half on his thigh. It was a difficult one for George today, because I felt he was a little bit out the game at times. And then obviously he got the kick, and so that was a change that we needed to make. Whether he'll be fit for Tuesday, I'm sure he probably will be, but he's probably the only doubt out of the game today.
And finally, Rummy, once again, man of the match now, bon voyage, off to America. What are your thoughts now?
Yeah, I mean, Rummy's been top draw. He's come in. I think his record is we've won 8, drawn 2, and lost 1 of his 11 games that he's played for us. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's not only a worker. He's a very good player as well. Him and Jamie McClurg have been absolutely brilliant in the middle. He's a loss. He's a big loss. We feel that we've got the cover, that we can cover him. However, he is a big player to lose. When he's played as well as he has, it will be tough. But we've got players in the squad who will be itching to take his shirt and make sure they stay in the side. So absolutely gutted that he's going. He's a great lad. He's great around the change. He's good around the change room, and just a real nice lad. And he's come in. He's really enjoyed playing at Slough, and I'm sure he'll be back with us next season.
And once again, managed to get another game through without Ed Smith getting booked.
Yes, Eddie.
He had a bit of a tantrum though.
Yeah, he always does. We obviously we're really close with Eddie. I've known Eddie for years and years. So obviously he comes in the car with us week in, week out, and he'll always have a sulk. We talk in the car on the way up that if we can get a few goals up, and obviously we want to try and bring him off to make sure that we don't lose him for 2 games, you know, and obviously we got 4-1 up, and you know we want to bring him off, and obviously he's not happy about that because he hasn't scored. You know, it's a typical goal scorer, and do you know what? I haven't got any problem with it at all. You know, he wants to win games, and you know he's just frustrating to manage at times. But listen, he's an absolute class act, Eddie, and you know he's a massive player for us, and you know we've got to manage him to make sure that we don't lose him for 2 games, and you know he's got to get through 2 games now, and we're hopeful he'll do that. And if he does, then you know fair play to him, because he would have gone 5 or 6 games without a booking, which is probably the longest he's ever gone in a Slough shirt without one.
Yeah, and yeah, fair play to Eddie. Looking now to some of the other games today, there was a few interesting results. As you said, you touched on Barton losing 3-1 at home to Potters Bar. What other results stood out for you today?
That was a great result from our point of view. Kettering drawing as well. I mean, you know, we looked at the result or the fixtures today, and if I'm honest, we didn't really see where there'd be any points dropped. You know, we felt that potentially Egham might do something with rugby. And you never know with AFC Hayes. AFC Hayes are one of those sides that on their day they can beat anyone in the league. So for them to beat Royston was a great win. Beaconsfield beating Northwood again, great win for us. You know, in terms of where we are in the league, and I mean, but in reality, the Barton and the Kettering results were huge for us. And listen, you know, it's just making it a little bit, you know, of a better viewing, should we say, on the league table. I mean, they play each other on Tuesday, Barton and Kettering. So
would you say it's as far as down to a 6-horse race?
No, not really. No, I think you know. Listen, you know, Royston still have loads of quality. They're having a bit of a rough time at the moment. Obviously, the new manager came in just after Christmas, so you know he's probably wanting to stamp his authority on things. I do think it'll be too much for Beaconsfield. I think they were in the local paper this week saying that you know they don't believe they'll get to the playoffs now, and I think it might be a bridge too far for Northwood as well. However, you know, in reality, they're actually still only 3 points off the playoffs. However, it's the games in hand that Kettering and Barton have got. So I would say it is potentially down to 6 teams, maybe 7 with Royston. Well, no, 7 teams, because I still think Royston can you know do something. They are the type of side that could get on a run. So, but listen, you know, at the end of the day, we need to concentrate on ourselves. We need to go to North Greenford Tuesday and put in a professional performance and try and get that win.
Yeah, North Greenford haven't been in great form recently, so I'm guessing you're just going there with full intent just to do a professional job, as you say, get 3 points and come away. Well,
you know, it's one of those games. It's a potential banana skin. You look at you know, Daventry going to Ashford in midweek. You know, who would have thought that Ashford would beat them 2-1? I for one didn't. And listen, that you know, again, Potters Bar going to Barton Rovers. There are shocks pretty much every week at the moment, and we've got to make sure that we're not on the other end of it. You know, North Greenford are. I know obviously Chipperley's now gone, so they've got a new manager. I don't know an awful lot about him. I don't know an awful lot about the side. You probably know a little bit more than me, to be honest. I haven't watched them last Tuesday, but you know, we'll go there and we'll be professional, and you know, we'll work hard, and we'll hopefully come away with the 3 points. But there's no gimme in this league at all.
And is there going to be any squad announcements in the next couple of days before that match?
There will be. Yeah, we've effectively signed another player. However, until the paperwork's done, we won't sort of say any more. We're hopeful that he'll be in the squad, or you know, even the team for Tuesday. He's a player that we've been after for a couple of months now. So yeah, so we believe that we've got this lad signed, and hopefully that will be done tomorrow. Dan Sinton will come back into the squad on Tuesday as well. We're without Steve, as I mentioned earlier, and we'll be without Johnny Dyer as well for the next 2 games. Unfortunately, he's got a work commitment, so he's going to be unavailable for the next 2 games. So yeah, you know, but this is where you have your squad, and you know, we feel that we should be strong enough to go to North Greenford and try and you know pick up the 3 points.
Brilliant. Well, let's look forward to Tuesday night. Hopefully another 3 points and another game ticked off in the quest for finalising a promotion place, or at least a playoff place, if not an automatic promotion place.
Don't know about that.
All right. Well, thank you ever so much for your time. Any messages for the fans?
No. Again, everyone's getting behind us at the moment. We're on a great run of form. Just keep coming, keep getting behind the lads, and we'll just keep doing our best to try and get into those playoffs.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baker.
See you later.